What up, everybody? Man, Eric Wilson, Sports Media, live at the XFL, and look who I ran into. My girl, baby Ruth, the truth. Sports Talk Florida 1040's in the building.
How's everyone doing tonight?
Congrats to the Vipers getting their first home win. 25, shutting out the D.C Defenders. 25 to 9.
25 to nothing. They couldn't even score one touchdown. Can you believe that?
I mean, that's amazing, especially what we've seen with the Vipers. You know, scoring 3 points, scoring 9 points, and then the heartbreaker last week against the Houston Roughnecks, where the team actually started to evolve themselves. They started to get more comfortable with each other. You know, this was a great win, and in front of all their fans, they got the first home victory. Now they just, they celebrate tonight, but it's back to work tomorrow.
Hopefully, going on the road next week, they're going to bring the same type of mentality that they had tonight. They bring up another win.
Yeah, this is going to be huge. We'll see how they get themselves back together. I know they've got training, and then they head out to L.A. to face that team. But congrats to the Vipers. Great victory tonight. 12,000 strong here at Ray J. Man, Eric Wilson.
Ruth Caguias with Sports Talk Florida.
We'll see you guys next week.
Have a good night. Ruth Caguias with Sports Talk Florida. Today I have a moment to speak with McFadden, who got another interception during their first win of the season. Can you explain to me what was going on in that play when you got the
Oh man, our D-line got great pressure on the quarterback. He threw the ball probably a little bit earlier than he wanted to, but I just went up and made a play.
How did you think the game went overall today?
I mean, I think we played great complementary football in all three phases of the game, special teams, offense, and defense, man. We played the shutout, so they don't score, they don't win.
So were you impressed with the way Taylor played today?
I mean, our offense as a whole, they played great today. You know, we challenge them every week in practice, and we know what they are capable of. And I'm glad that they got the ball rolling now. They're going to be up again.
To get a shutout win at home, 25-0, how do you think that sparks up your fan base to continue throughout the season?
We just want them to keep rocking with us. You know, I know we started off slow, but we're going to finish strong. What we call ourselves, the fan game?
The fan game.
Fan game.
Thank you so much for taking a moment to speak to me, and I will see you at the next home game.
Thank you.
Take care. This is Ruth Caguias with Sports Talk Florida.
A resilient bunch. Our players have a sense for how good we can be. We said it all along, there's a sign of a good team in there. We're going to enjoy the win. There's a lot of different ways we can get better, we know that, but I just want them to enjoy the win, and there's nothing like a winning locker room, and tonight they'll enjoy it, get some rest, we'll get back to work. There's a lot of different ways to get better. We can never hit your head on one game. We started 0-0 on Wednesday, and we'll go from there, but I'm proud of our coaches and our players for the work they put in to get to this moment, and a well-deserved victory.
Coach, you've been going with two quarterbacks for the first 3 weeks. Due to injury, you ran with Cornelius all night tonight. Moving forward, are you going to be doing that, or when Aaron Murray is healthy, will you be bringing back that two quarterbacks?
I'm not even going to get into any hypotheticals on where we're going to go right now. We're going to enjoy the win. We're going to evaluate the game, and we're going to do whatever we can to get put our team in the best position to beat LA come up next week.
Coach, Jacques Patrick played with a heavy heart, but he pounded the rock hard tonight. Talk about the kind of player he is and what he meant for the win tonight.
Yeah, I just think that if our fans want to get to know the player, he's one guy that everybody should get to know. He's extremely football intelligent, even-keeled. What you see out there tonight is how he practices. He and Davey practice each and every day. He's played through some stuff over the last couple of weeks and just stood by his team, and I could be happy for him. And what people are seeing is who he is. He's just a very dynamic football player, really good route runner. You didn't see much of that tonight, but explosive back, and what a great 1-2 punch we have with those two guys playing off each other throughout the game.
How impressed were you with the defense tonight?
Very impressed. That's not an easy offense to stop. I think they hit a bump in the road, but the first 2 games they showed they were very dynamic. Quarterback has been awesome for the first start of the season. They've got speed at receiver with Tompkins and Rogers, and I was really proud of our guys. We got good pass rush. We ran the ball, we run, we chase, and get the ball as good as anybody in the league. And I think we saw that tonight. We tackled well, and there's still work to be done. We got some guys running free down the middle of the field a couple of times tonight, and he just wasn't quite there tonight to make those throws. But we still have to be mindful that explosives are things that we have to minimize, and they could have had a couple tonight, so we're going to work on that next week as well.
Marc, how much of a focus was it going in to win the game with your running game, control the game on the ground?
We go in and we work really hard with our running game because we think we've got two running backs that deserve to handle the ball, and we don't plan on how we're going to get it done, but we work hard both equally with our run and pass game throughout the week. And we think that takes the pressure off a guy who's only played 13 or 14 games. He's only played 12 college games in the first couple of weeks, so he's got his feet underneath him, and I think we saw that tonight as well.
Coach, you got that running game going early and often, and talk about what that did for the confidence of the unit.
Well, I think that it's always going to be that way when guys feel they can be physical around the football. And this is a big team that we play. Their size is dynamic across the board. Their backers are big as well. So getting under the pads, moving them. They came off a long road trip last week, coming back from LA, and now they have another road trip. And we really wanted to play fast when we did. We got a lot of plays running. I don't know how many, but in the first half, I know we ran a lot of plays. Offense was on the field a long time, and they had 12 men on the field a couple of times and exchanges for personnel. So that was our plan, to play as fast as we could, to mix our running backs up, to kick out the ball a little bit to our receivers. And we got a few up the field throws, but we still have development to do in our passing game to get to where we wanted to be.
Marc,
Coach, did you turn the mad scientist loose on defense this week? Blitz after blitz after blitz.
The mad scientist is, he's got the gold card. He knows what he needs to do to get the job done. And we talk during the week. We know how we're going to play these guys. We talk about how we're going to build our defense during the week to make it competitive. And Jerry and our entire staff really does a great job. We're seeing some of the fruits of that labor tonight. We still have to get better. And I think we're going to work hard to get better this week and not take anything for granted going into next week in LA.
There were two specific touchdown plays. The first one was that pass to Goolsby on 3rd and 13, and then Cornelius with his run that kind of mirrored like what Vic used to do in Madden, the next bootleg. What kind of defense?
Michael Vick and Taylor Cornelius.
Well,
the point is that Taylor Cornelius, he showed it last week. He got 3 first downs with his legs, and he did it again tonight. His legs are a dynamic part of his ability to play the position. He did it in college. We saw him do it tonight and last week, and that's a component of playing quarterback in football these days. That's really important. And he has that skill set to do it.
Marc, overall, just how do you feel you played tonight?
How do
you feel Taylor Cornelius performed?
I thought he played well tonight. I thought he played winning football tonight. I thought he could have made a better throw on the interception in the right corner. I think we really had 2 guys open, and that just goes to reps and working more with him. We took a shot and put him in a position to make a play. It didn't turn out that way, but he did a really good job outside of the pocket. I think he did great out with a winning performance. He moved the football team. He used the clock properly. I mean, we played fast tonight. We went with a lot of really fast calls up there. He communicated well, and he's an even-keeled young man with high football intelligence. It's been fun to work with him.
This has been an emotional week for you, man. So my question basically is, how are you able to basically just take your energy and just let loose on the field tonight?
It's it's a weird situation, because my father brought me into the sport, and he actually got to see me play my first professional game up in New York when we played the Guardians. So he actually, got to see me do that. And last week it was tough because I had to bury my dad on Friday and then come to that game on Saturday. So I just tried to get my team on all that last week, and I feel like I owe the team a little bit more this week because I don't know if I was fully there mentally, just because of having to see that. And my father, he meant a lot to me. He meant a lot to this sport for me. So just coming out here, getting that touchdown for him. I know he's smiling. It's crazy because I always send him my clips, and it's crazy. I had a big run truck stick against Seattle, and it kind of hurt. Got put behind the game, kind of hurt. We had to send it to him. So I was sending my big runs when I'm trucking somebody. But it was tough, but he's smiling down from heaven right now, and that's the best thing. He got the best seat in the house for every game, and I know he's always watching us.
From the opening series, it looked like you guys were committed to run the football come hell or high water. Was that the case?
This is coach believing in us, believing in the guys up front that's blocking for us, believing me and Davion, and even Cornelius pitched them some good runs. So that's the biggest thing, if coach give us the ball, we got to make sure we do our jobs.
Jacques, was there a moment tonight where, I mean, like, you're looking up at the scoreboard, you're looking at your team, you're just like, we got this.
Yeah.
Like, we got this in the bag.
Well, football is a weird, weird sport. You never want to just be like, oh, we got this, because in a game like this, you just gotta, play every play. You know what I'm saying? One snap and clear it. So, I mean, it was good when it finally hit 0. To see us get the win. And I'm happy. I'm looking forward to building on to this. Maybe 1, 2, and maybe 2, 3. So just gotta go back to work and keep preparing.
There was one play, there was like a botched snap, and the ball just fell on the ground right in front of you. Did it feel like the breaks were finally going your way this day?
It was a crazy play because it was actually supposed to be a jet sweep to our receiver, and I seen the backer blitz the A gap, and he shot Scott free, and he knocked the match the ball out the hand, but he did. I don't know if he knocked he knocked the ball out, but I saw the whole thing because I was in I formation, so I seen the whole thing, and I just picked the ball up. And I honestly was just trying to get back to a lot of scrimmage, I was by the grace of God, I was able to make a nice play to get us down in the red zone.
Entering week 4, there wasn't a single 100-yard rusher. I mean, there were 100-yard games, but there wasn't an individual. You and Devion both have 100-yard games for the first 2 in XFL history. How's that feel?
It's pretty cool, I look at it like, just hard work paying off, the biggest thing was an opportunity preparation. And, tonight we had the opportunity to get the ball, and we prepared for it, we prepared to practice this week.
How important was it going in just to kind of set the tone with the run game and control the game?
I mean, me personally, I would love to win the ball every play. But, I mean, that's just not how it goes. We practice our plays all throughout the week. We got good quarterbacks, good receivers. We got O-line that blocks for us, so like I said, whatever coach calls, we go out there and execute the job.
What did you think of Cornelius' touchdown run that he had?
Oh, it was a good run. He's faster than I thought he was, so it was pretty cool to see that. He got up, gave a little shoulder shrug. He got to work on his celebration a little bit, but he'll be all right.
You don't get 100 yards unless the Hogs are winning the battle in the trenches. How important was it tonight for that offensive line?
It's a thing we got going on. Both backs get a certain amount of yards. These guys do wings. So I feel like they just really wanted those wings tonight. So we'll do that for them. But they definitely play really hard. Hats off to those guys. And they work hard throughout the week. So it's just good to see play off the TV in front of everybody.
This was your guys' first experience in the Bud Light Seltzer Lounge. Are we going to be seeing more celebrations in there?
I mean, hopefully so. I've been seeing them on TV, and I've been seeing St. Louis do it a lot. So it's pretty cool. I think it's a cool thing. I personally don't drink Bud Light, but but it's cool though. I told Davion when I got the running back 24. I told him I got a locker room. I just stone cold poured behind my head. That's about it.
Who's drinking most?
Who's drinking most?
Yeah.
I don't even know. I kind of got in that late because I promised these kids I was signing some signatures, so I was kind of got in late. But I seen Davion chugging one back. But I got to watch it tonight. He'll be tonight.
Chuck, we've seen you guys run the ball really well the first 3 weeks. I mean, for you and Davion to have those kind of games, those 100-yard games, was this something that you guys were just kind of waiting for that opportunity over the past few weeks?
Like I said, when opportunity means preparation, you get the results you want. So that's the biggest thing. Just gotta build on it. Happen. Move on next week. Because we got a good LA team. They just had a tough loss, so they want to come in and play hard. And we're gonna come in and do the same thing, prepare the same way, and hopefully get another win.
Jacques, going off that, did you feel like this week was different? Did you feel like the team, really just set in this week and was out for a win?
Yeah, 100%. We knew this was a must-win game for us. Me personally, I just changed the way I prepared this week. Because of, we weren't getting the wins that we won on the scoreboard. So I changed the way I prepared this week. And paid off a little bit. But definitely, the energy and practice was great all week. Coach even told us, before on Friday, last practice, he told us that this is the best week of practice we had. Since we've been together. So it paid off. We got a big win, and it was a divisional opponent, so that was pretty cool.
What are some of the things that you did differently?
I just, me personally, I like to get, because last week I was a little winded, so I got a lot of extra cardio in this week, so that was one of the things. And I just practiced scoring all week. I haven't scored, that was my first touchdown, so I haven't scored, so if I feel like if I practice scoring, I was scoring again. So that was the biggest thing.
Looking ahead, you guys have to play the Wildcats over in LA next week. They got a big guy, Oakman. What do you guys have to do to limit him and keep this momentum going?
I'm sure he's a good player, can't focus on one guy. They got 10 other guys on the field that we got to worry about. And we're just gonna do what we do, and we can't worry about what they do. We just gotta do our job better than they do.